1 hour later.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. Welcome to another episode of Tried by 12. My name is Jason, and we're starting a new segment today. This is called the Arizona Chronicles. Probably once or twice a week, I'll give you guys some stories from Arizona, which is a year of my life I lived down there. Possibly the craziest year of my entire 41 years. It started off normal, but ended anywhere but. And crystal meth is a big reason for that. Horrible drug. Ate me up, tore me up quicker than anything I've ever done in my life. I mean, probably 8 months' time, I was completely unrecognizable. When I came and turned myself in on a warrant in New York from Arizona, I was 196 pounds when I turned myself in. I just came down from 306, right? I'm 245 right now, and I think I look like sickly thin. So imagine me at 196 pounds. That's bad, man. And it happens quick, right? Just a disclaimer before I get into these stories. All right, these are stories from my life. They are true. I wouldn't classify them as war stories, as people call them. I'm not glorifying this stuff. I don't think it's cool. If you do these things, I promise you, there's no question about it, you will end up either dead or in jail. There's no question, okay? Nobody's the first to do anything. If we're the ones doing this stuff, we're the idiots. The cops aren't, right? You got to get away every day. They only got to get lucky once, okay? The chances of you going to jail or getting killed doing the stuff that I talk about in these segments is extremely high, in the high 90s, almost 100%. All right, you're not going to get away. Okay. That being said, I guess we'll start at the beginning. Okay. I started getting in trouble back at home in Long Island, and kind of like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, my mother said, "You're moving with your auntie and uncle in Bel-Air." It's not what happened. My father was living out in Arizona, in Chandler, Arizona, which is in the valley. And I mean, I had the option to go to Arizona, and my mother was all for it. You know, obviously she didn't want to see me go, but I couldn't get out of my own way. You know, I was in a lot of trouble, and it was just getting worse and worse. So I went to Arizona with the hopes of rectifying my life and getting things back together, kind of like I did in Pennsylvania. But as I've learned over 41 years, no matter where you go, there you are. You cannot run from yourself. You got to change yourself. It's not Arizona's fault. It's not Pennsylvania's fault. It's the handsomest guy in the world's fault. Okay? That's me, in case you didn't know. So, all right, I go to Arizona. I land in the plane. Obviously, I didn't walk there. I don't even know why I mentioned that. You know, my father has a nice house out there. It was beautiful, beautiful house. My stepsister lived there, who has the same birthday as me. Believe it or not, it's kind of weird. Obviously not 1981, but June 29th is her birthday as well. What's up, Linz? My stepbrother Andrew, my stepmother, and my father were there, right? So things were good. I mean, things were good in the beginning. It was cool. Like, I was in a new place, you know. I started hanging out with my quote unquote cousin, Matt Charkowski. That's his name, man. Damn, bro. I'll beep that out. Anyway, I started hanging out with my cousin Matt, and things were good, you know. It's not a blood cousin. We've known each other since we were babies. My dad and his dad are best friends growing up, so my Uncle Char, I mean, we're always together, all right? So just to give you guys a little bit of input. So things were going good for the first, not that long, maybe first month, right? Then I started to got comfortable, was in a new place, which was gorgeous. Arizona, if you've never been, is incredible. It's so beautiful. The problem is I had too much fun. All right, I was 24 years old, running rampant in Arizona State University, which was the biggest party school at the time. I don't know if it still is. I was a bouncer at a bar there, and I mean, it was a lot of fun. But so I started using, and I mean, to skip all the really details that there's nobody concerned. I ended up on the street, right? Nobody's fault but my own. Like literally on the street. Well, first I went to live with my cousin Matt. Okay, I go to his house. You know, things aren't crazy. He didn't do stuff like that. You know, he smoked pot, which is nothing. Maybe salvia once in a while, which is they sell it at head shops. I think it's supposed to be like I don't know if I would say it's a hallucinogenic. All it really made me do was laugh my ass off for a couple of minutes, and that was it. But I've heard people get pretty messed up on that. Me personally, no. So that's really all we did there. I was there with another close family friend of mine and my Aunt Barbara. And again, beautiful house. Arizona's weird. Like every single house has a big giant cement wall around it, probably about 7 feet high. So you can't see into the property. It's actually really nice. And the wall goes right up to the garage. You can go in the garage, or there's a big wooden gate that almost looks like a castle gate. And that opens into the front yard, giant built-in pool in the front yard. And the house is gorgeous. Most of the houses out there are. And almost all of them have that cement wall around it, which is crazy. And the alleys in the back, like in California, if you ever saw Boys, Don't Be a Menace, like where Ricky gets shot in the alley in the back, that's just like Arizona. But so I stayed at Matt's, not doing much, pretty much just loafing around, freeloading, as I used to do better than anybody. And you know, I started screwing up again, which is a common thing for me, right? So here we go. Jason's back out. All right. Again, nobody's fault but my own. I can blame nobody for anything that's happened in my life. And the sooner that you come to terms with that, the better, because it's real easy to put the blame on other people, right? It's real easy, and it's almost helpful. But when you start taking responsibility for it, it doesn't make things go away, but it makes you do a little bit more self-inventory. You know, how can I change this? Like, this is my fault. And even though I knew that and I kept making the same mistakes over and over again, it's real hard to break a constant pattern that's been going on for more than half your life. I mean, that's all you know. I got to the point where I was so comfortable with just living in chaos and not being looked down upon, but just being expected to screw things up, that it was normal to me. I did not feel comfortable. And I'll be honest with you, to this day, like that's what happened out here. I came to Pennsylvania, everything was good at first. And when things start going good for too long, I get uncomfortable. Like, I'm not used to success. And I know it sounds crazy, it may sound like a cop-out, but I'm sure there's people out there that relate to this. I self-sabotage better than anybody. You know, things will get so good, and I'm like, well, time to screw this up, because I'm not comfortable with this. You know, I deserve this now. So let's go screw it up. Throw everything away quicker than I got it. And it happens every time. So that's going to be my greatest test here. Luckily, I got you guys, so you can kind of keep me in check. Well, I'll keep myself in check, but you guys are watching, so you'll know, you know. But I mean, it's hard. It's hard. But anyway, so back on the street. This time, I'm on the street for real. Nope, lying. Not on the street for real yet. Not on the street for real yet. Our friend Dustin, who I met through my cousin Matt, he was like, hey, come stay with me. So listen, this is I hate to keep skipping through the story, but like, these are important points. This is another thing I've been very, very fortunate with in my life, which is why I believe, like, I know people say, oh, you're here for a reason to people, but like, listen, I believe I'm here for a reason, because everything I've been through in life, like, I haven't had like 1, 2, 3 chances. I haven't had 9 lives. I've had 100 of each. And every time something's there to bail me out. And maybe that's why I kept repeating these things, you know, because, I mean, even though I hit rock bottom, it's not like I don't even know how to explain it, but just something was always there to help me out, you know, and that doesn't happen to people. Like I know, listen, I think I'm a good guy, you know, I'm easy to get along with. Like I said, I'm loyal to a fault, but I mean, even so, like with the type of stuff that I've done, I don't expect that to happen. And it has happened quite a bit, and I'm grateful for it. So Dustin is like, hey, come stay with me. So now we're going over to Tempe. Actually, Matt was in Tempe too. Tempe's gorgeous, Tempe, Arizona. So we go over to Tempe to Dustin's house. Right away, I hit it off with his mom and his father. Everything's great. This, I don't even know. I didn't even know if I should talk about this, but I'm 100% honest with you guys. I don't hide anything. And I think that's what makes this channel so authentic, because I'm going to tell you guys all the crazy stuff. You know, everything I went through. There's no reason not to. If I'm going to tell it, might as well tell it all, right? So, I mean, you know, things were cool over there. It was a nice house, nice yard. Great. The family was great. His stepdad worked for NASA, actually. He made heat shields for the, I believe it was the moon rover at that time, which is, I mean, that's impressive. I mean, you know, he was always away, but incredibly smart guy. Made incredible homemade salsa. And then there is his mom, who was an interesting woman. Don't get me wrong, extremely nice. Extremely nice. But we'll get to it. So, you know, me and Dustin, we're cool. We hit it off. I mean, you know, obviously we're hanging out every day. I'm living there. So we start going to this other kid's house, Cody. I'm not going to mention last names in here. First names, I don't care. Could be anybody, you know. So we go to Cody's house. He lives in an apartment complex over, I believe, in Tempe also, maybe in Mesa. But, I mean, that's when we started smoking meth. That's where the meth started. And it got me instantly, okay? I've never had anything grab me like that. I mean, it was bad. It's so bad. I mean, I would just stay up for days, not even be tired. Like I would be up for like, in the beginning, maybe 3-4 days, no sleep, go to work. I was working at this place, Super Salad, which was a buffet place. I was a waiter, and it looked like I slept the whole night. I was like, this is incredible. This is incredible. Because when I used to do cocaine, like that was like over 20 years ago. I haven't done that cocaine in a long time. But when I used to do that, like, you couldn't act like that. You know, you'd be sketched out, paranoid. You know, didn't get like that. So with my addictive behavior, like, I fell in love with this, or it gripped me, I should say, quick. So, I got to sit back. There's a car here. I don't want to be embarrassed, because I've moved the car. It's been so good. Haven't had a look nowhere, right? Normally, I'm looking left, looking right. I look like a goddamn, I look like a cokehead, right? I'm paranoid. But anyway, so yeah, we at Cody's, and I mean, I used to stay up all night over there, just drawing pictures for no reason, right? But let me tell you something, the most incredible detailed drawings I've ever drawn in my life, because it's like laser focus in the beginning until you start staying up for some period of time. And I mean, listen, 3-4 days is nothing, okay? The longest I was up was 9 days. Now, you want to talk about hallucinogenics or doing acid and stuff like that? That's nothing, okay? Try staying up for 9 days straight, all right, on drugs. It's horrible. It's hard. You don't eat. By that point, you are dead tired. You get these immense head rushes. Every time you stand up, you almost fall down because of the head rush. By like 6th or 7th day, you see shadow people, right? It's just like, there's shadows, but you could swear that there's people there, you know? I keep looking at this side. The camera's on this side. It's bugged out. I apologize. By the 7th day, 8th day, you're seeing people that aren't there. Like, it's crazy. This is why there's so much violence out there. It's a right to bear arms state. Everybody's got a gun. 90% of them have been up for probably 7 months at a time, so they're paranoid as hell. So now the cops at routine traffic stops are coming out guns drawn in Phoenix, you know, and it's a dangerous situation. When I was out there in '04, quite a few cops were getting killed. And I mean, that's terrible, but that's what drugs do, right? So yeah, we'd hang out at Cody's, and that's when I got introduced to the main house that I ended up staying at, where all the shit went down. Excuse my language. I just cursed on here, so you know it's serious. But this house was in Mesa, okay? Anybody who knows Arizona, Mesa is no good. Mesa is like heavy gang area. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you're not looking for trouble, like if you're a regular citizen, you'll be fine there, you know. But if you're someone like me who just draws it to him, can't not be a part of it, you're gonna have problems, you know. But so we started going to this house, and that's where we started buying meth from. Then I remember one night, Cody was like, "Hey, I have a bunch," or his stepfather or something, or his mother's boyfriend had a bunch of these old ass computers, right? I mean, a lot of them. And he's like, we could probably take them. I was like, what do you mean we could probably take them? He's like, no, he's not gonna care. Like, we could take them. They're garbage. He's like, maybe they'll want them over there. I don't know what why I didn't think, like, what are they gonna want with old computers? Like, but so me, him, Greg, and that's it. And Dustin loaded up Dustin's truck, and we drove these old computers over to Mesa, and sure enough, they took them for stuff. Okay, so this became a regular occurrence. Now, I'm still living at Dustin's. We're getting high daily, okay? And I go get a job at a bar called Dos Gringos on 4th Street in Tempe, Arizona. There's also one in Scottsdale, but I was at the Tempe one, which was on ASU campus. And it was crazy. I'm trying to think of a stop point for this because I don't want to make these stupid long. Maybe I'll make them like 25 minutes each because I have so many stories here. I didn't even get started yet. So now I'm working at Dos Gringos, right? Going there blown out of my face, but so were all the other bouncers. There was 14 of us at this place. This place, it was such a dope bar, had no roof on it because it rains like 0.1 inches a year in Arizona. So it never rains. It had a great floor. Like the floor was made out of steel grate, the second floor. So, I mean, you can imagine, you use your imagination as to what you could see, you know? It was wild. So I'm getting high with Dustin all day, stopping at this house in Mesa before I go to work, going to work, right? As the time progresses, I start feeling a little weird with Dustin's mom, right? She's, as I said, she's a very nice lady, but almost too nice. Something's not right, okay? So at the time, I listened to Jack Johnson. I don't know if you guys know who he is. It's real like easygoing music. He's a professional surfer, but the music's, I mean, the music's dope. I like all types of music. Good music's good music. But I was sleeping on the couch, right? And I wake up, I hear Jack Johnson, my CD playing. I'm like, what the hell going on? So I wake up. She's sitting on the floor next to the couch with a glass of wine, right? And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Okay. As I said, she was a good woman, right? Wasn't attracted to her. And God forgive me for talking about this, but like, this is my life. I have the right to talk about it, okay? It just kept going on, like, night after night. Like, obviously I know what you're trying to do. Like, ask me if I want wine. So, no, like, I'm 24 years old, right? No, thank you. I'm good. And then I hear one day when her sister's there, she's like, if I wasn't married, I'd be jumping his bones right now. Super awkward, bro. Super awkward, okay? And now I'm high out of my face all the time. So I'm paranoid already, and I was just like, oh my God, like, this is crazy. What if Dustin finds out that she's doing this? So after you stay up for so long, I mean, listen, I probably went a little crazy too, but the dude I was living with, the kid I was living with, was a great dude. All right. I hope he's doing well. I've looked him up. I've seen several mugshots. So I don't know how well you're doing, brother, but I wish you the best. I pray for you, bro. You know, but he went absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Okay. Again, like every now and then I would sleep. You know, it did happen once in a while. I was asleep on the couch. I'll never forget this. It was like, well, the sun was coming up. It was probably like 6 a.m. And I'm asleep. I could just feel somebody there. So I roll over, open my eyes. He's standing there with a butcher knife in his hand, just looking at me. And I'm like, what the hell is going on, dude? I was like, bro, what's up, man? What's going on? And he's not saying nothing. He's just looking at me. And like, he's not home. Like there's no one home. You could tell right in his eyes, there's nobody home. So he's staring at me. I'm like, yo, what's up, man? I'm like, can you put that away? Like, you're scaring me a little bit here. And then he tells me that he sees the devil over me. And he's a bald guy with glasses. So I guess it's me with a disguise on, maybe. They say the devil's clever. I guess he picked the handsomest guy on earth to be and wore glasses. So they wouldn't recognize that it was me. But I'm like, what the hell, dude? I was like, bro, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I've been nothing but good and respectful to you and your family. I don't know what you're seeing, dude, but I promise you, it's not there. It's not there. He wasn't trying to hear it, right? I'm like, Dustin, please go lay down, bro. Like, you gotta go to sleep, man. Please go lay down. So I finally get him to start walking away. And now what? I'm supposed to go back to sleep? Good one. Good one. Jesus Christ. I'd rather be next to a 400-pound guy with massive sleep apnea, worse than the one I had, than go back to sleep with this kid locked in his room. Not happening. Not happening. I ain't sleeping over Jeffrey Dahmer's house, okay? So he goes in his room, still got the knife. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Like, this is how this goes? Like, that's nuts to me. It's nuts. Like, this is what's going to happen here? So I get up, like, I'm looking in his room. He's just staring at the ceiling, right? I'm like, this is crazy stuff. So he ends up falling asleep, thank God. I was able to go in and get the knife and put it back in the drawer. Like, that was such a great idea. What was I going to do? If he wanted to get a knife, there was 700 other knives in the kitchen, you know? But, I mean, it was nuts. And we continued to hang out, right? Until we got too far gone, you know, and he started, well, I can't say he because it was both of us, you know. I mean, it was his house. He did it, but I was there, you know. Like, we started stealing his parents had like one of those big water jugs of change, and we would just like ruthlessly dip into it every day. Like, this is scumbag stuff. All right, this is what I'm saying. This is the stuff that I'm not proud of. Well, none of it I'm proud of, right? But this is the stuff that it used to embarrass me to talk about, you know. But listen, it happened, okay? And I'm not that person today, all right? And I mean, listen, I know there's plenty of people out there that I have negatively impacted in my time in addiction. And honestly, you know who you are. I am so sorry. With the utmost sincerity, I am so sorry. There's friends that I had, great friends since kindergarten, that I will never get back. And that is one of my only regrets in life. After everything I've done, it's one of my only regrets. That and my parents and my brother, right? So moving on. We started taking the change and whatever. We were using that to get stuff. And obviously his parents found out. Guess what? Jason's back out again. This has only been like, I've only been in Arizona for like, let's see, it's Christmas. So maybe 2.5 months at this point. I've already been through 3 places of residence. So now I'm on the street. That's it. Like, I'm homeless now. I'm living behind 7-Eleven with a bunch of bums. I'm a kid. I've already been in the military for a little bit. You know, I have some life experience, but this is new to me. And this was not fun, okay? This was not fun at all. Like fighting with other homeless guys over spots that they're panhandling, which is something that I did not like to do. That absolutely killed me to do stuff like that. It was just so embarrassing and degrading, and I'm not used to it. You know, I was fortunate enough coming up that I came from a household where I really didn't want for anything. You know, it didn't make me spoiled, obviously, but it was a good household. You know, my parents loved me. My stepfather loved me. I had a good brother, and I wasn't used to this, right? I mean, I always got in trouble, but I was not used to having to panhandle. So that was a process getting used to. Just being dirty. Like, I was so used to dressing in nice clothes and constantly looking good, smelling good. Like, this was a culture shock, okay? But the sick part is, even though I spent this time on the street, it wasn't enough to make me stop doing what I was doing. And that's where there's a problem. The average person, first of all, the average person isn't going to go through addiction like that, right? They can, even if they did something, maybe they can do it one weekend, not do it again for a year. I'm not wired that way. You know, I don't know why. You know, they say maybe it's hereditary, but I don't know if all that's true. You know, my brother's not like that, but I am. And it is what it is. You know, I understand now that I can't do stuff. I can't. There's no such thing as doing a little bit for me. I'm balls to the wall. I'm the last one at the party, always was. And you know, I got to put that addictive behavior into something positive, like when I was absolutely jacked and working out. But it's rough, you know. And living on the street is such a humbling experience, especially. Well, thank God, actually, it was winter, because if it was summer, I wouldn't have made it. I wouldn't have made it at all. Like, it would have been a wrap. So it would have been way too hot. The hottest it got when I was out there in the summer, I think, was 118. People are like, oh, it's a dry heat. Guess what? So is your oven. And what do ovens do? They cook things. Dry heat. Okay, good one. Good one. That's like people walking out when it's raining and be like, hey, crappy day today, huh? It's like, really? Thanks, bro. Storm Fields. Thank you, buddy. So, I mean, that lasted, living on the street, man, how long did that last? Probably almost a month. It was probably real close to a month. I mean, I walk into the soup kitchens to eat for lunch and dinner, and then walking back to wherever you were staying, having nobody. I had nobody out there. Wasn't talking to my father at this point. Again, my fault. Dustin was out of the picture. Well, Dustin wasn't really out of the picture, but his house and his parents were. And even we were kind of out. He was far gone, right? We do reconnect, but at this point, wasn't talking. My cousin Matt, obviously not talking, not welcome. And this was a trend, you know. This is what happened with me back then, at least. So I mean, yeah. So going to these soup kitchens, I end up meeting this kid and his girl at a soup kitchen. They invite me to come stay with them. All right, and we are getting closer and closer. The next step after this is the House of Horrors in Mesa, where for the next 6 months, every single night, we're committing absolutely insane things, okay? I'm going to stop here. It's at a half hour. I could probably go on for 5 hours. Let me know if you guys like this, because listen, this is just 1 year, and we're only in the first 3 months of it. The last 6 are nonstop, action-packed. This is only the first year. I'm 41 years old. this is nothing. So if you guys like this so far, if this has got your attention, let me know, because what I'll do is I'll do the prison stuff still, obviously, every weekend, but I want to incorporate this stuff as well, because my life is not just jail. It was a short part of it. I mean, like I said, I think it's about 6 years total, but I mean, there's so much more to me than that. You know, there is a lot of things in the prison system too that I want to bring to light, but this channel is going to be around for a long time, man. That video I posted with my boy Rel, it hit 2,500 views in 20 hours. Like, do you understand what that means to me? 2,500 views in 20 hours. My next closest post got 600 views, and it's been 2 weeks. Like, it's taken off. And that's thanks to you guys, because I just sit here and talk to myself. You guys are the ones that give your time and watch this stuff. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. I say it over and over again, and I'm going to continue to say it so you know how sincere I am. Like, this could change my life, you know, and in a positive way. And if this continues to work out, my ultimate goal is to get into public speaking and bring these stories, and you know, Lord willing that I succeed, which I'm positive, I know I will. You know, a positive message just to kids in trouble, you know, maybe addicts, and who knows, maybe TED Talks, right? So that's my ultimate goal. I want to do public speaking. I want to travel. I want to talk to people. You know, I got a lot of life experience to give, and I think it could help somebody. You know, maybe definitely not everybody, but even if it helps one person, like, it would make me feel good about myself. You know, it would make my life have some meaning, because I've never completed anything in my life. And that is a hard pill to swallow. I'm the greatest quitter that ever lived, but I would never quit anything that's bad for me. You know, absolute truth here. You know, I got to start, when I start something now, it's got to be done to completion, because I've had so many opportunities. Like, you don't even understand the amount of opportunities I've had to be successful in this life. And I've thrown every single one of them away. And I'm still here. I still have a smile on my face. I'm still positive, and I am still handsome as hell at 41 years old. You believe I'm 41? Look at me. Look at me, man. I see some people my age, I swear, I would think maybe they're, I don't know, 70, you know? Like, I don't know. But anyway, I love you guys, man, with all my heart, every one of you. The phone calls I've been getting are incredible. It means the world to me. I have a breakdown on the my creator channel, which gives me like the geographic area of my most viewers, and the town of Smithtown, you guys are holding me down, and I cannot thank you enough. All right, that just goes to tell me that I wasn't always a piece of crap, you know? Like, people did like me, people do like me, but no, I'm just kidding. I know that I'm not a bad person. I just got caught up in things. But I mean, that's it, guys. Also, if you are in the market for a dog, contact Making It Better Bullies. Making It Better Bullies. He's one of my boys. He's from Smithtown also. Dave, okay? And he's got beautiful dogs. They are champion. They're winning shows all over the country. The amount of medals this guy has is incredible, all right? Make sure you get at him. Give his page a like. It's Making It Better Bullies. I think it's Making It _better_ bullies. Or Making _it_ better_ bullies. That's what it is. All right? And once again, as always, please, 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 I'm begging you. I'm begging you. It's not for money. Please like, subscribe, and share. Because, you know, like I said, It moves us up in the algorithm. So when people search this kind of content, we're at the top. And also by sharing it, you never know who you're going to reach. You may hit somebody by chance that relates to my stuff, and maybe it'll help them. Okay? So I'll see you guys tonight at 6 for, I think it's going to be Yaphank. It was going to be Riverhead first, but that jail's huge and it's taking some time. I'm not happy with the first one, so I got to do it again, and I don't want to be late like I was last time. All right? I love you guys. Take care. Keep the messages coming. Let me know.